So I'm excited. And I'm excited because this is the generation, the millennials. We honestly believe that the challenges we face as a society, the big problems, poverty, homelessness, the increasing income inequality between the ones that have a lot and the ones that have a little, that we won't just make progress on these problems, but this generation believes that we will eradicate them in our lifetime. And this is actually the first generation that's actually believed that, because some of us in the past believed that we could make a difference in this neighborhood or that neighborhood, but this generation believes that they will change the world for everyone. And it's exciting. But there's a problem. And there's also a secret. And it's a secret all of us know. That at the end of the day, we're more interested in ideals than each other. A recent poll found that 67% of Americans generally don't trust other people. Another poll found that 81% of millennials don't trust other people. So what I've come to conclude as a community organizer, as someone who's focused on building community on the problems that matter, is that we're more interested in ideals than the people that they serve. And so we have technology, and we have innovation, and we're so excited about making a difference, but we haven't actually considered that if you can't trust the people that you want to serve, why should they trust you? For the last few years, I've been going into public housing and working with cities and governments and tech companies from Silicon Valley, working on the big problems that cities face. And when you're sitting in someone's living room, they don't ask you, how are you going to solve poverty? They ask you, can I trust you? When you're sitting with someone who's working on the big problems, they don't ask you about your degree or who you are. All they want to know is, can they trust you? Are you trustworthy? Do you have character traits that go beyond convincing and persuading people? And so I think we need to have this conversation, right? We're the ones that's going to change the world. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to recognize that trust is earned, it's never given. And that we need to start having conversations that focus more on how we build than how we trick people. The second thing we need to do is acknowledge that we're going to make mistakes, that we're not perfect, that perhaps we should opt into what Carl Jung said. He said, I'd rather be whole than good. What Carl Jung was attempting to articulate was that when we attempt to be good, when we attempt to be perfect, that all of us get disappointed. But that when we attempt to be whole, when we attempt to be our whole selves, that then, and only then, can we truly make change with the technology and innovation and ideals and the brilliance that we have. And so I'm tired of lecturing, so I want to share a poem with you. And it's a poem about the people that I work with every day, people in this city that are working to change the world in a meaningful way. And it's a poem that I wrote after I encountered somebody I kind of didn't like. So this is for the person who said, cities are dirty and dangerous. I would never live there. Friend, you must not know that between concrete, busy people, near the bakery and even in the bar, there's more metal heart than cold steel. That we don't live to work, but work to live here, that the cars that rush down the boulevard are more orchestra than traffic jam. That what you call a fight is just us trying to figure things out. You might not live here, but faith lives here. Whether People's AME or the Buddhist temple on Park Street or the Ramadan I witness, there is a hunger for spirit here. You got to see the family that lives here. Come with me to Solana Street, and we'll sit at the kitchen table of grandmothers who cooked for 3 generations and still wear lipstick on Friday nights. Be a fly on the wall when Marcus, who knows the stink belly of prisons, prays that I love you and redemption will heal the distance of time to a son who wants to be just like him. Watch as these men teach us how the hope business works. Don't go to the factories that left and tell me that them leaving was the end of us. As if the jobs they took could steal our purpose unless you visit the empty lots that we've turned to gardens that grow and give. Until you've tasted what mom and pop shops create and the culture we are creating ourselves, how the poem is not on paper, but salsa and stories of the West Side. Learning that Latino is more than one country, love more than one color or kind. Please say yes and yes again to the teachers that imagine with their children they are answered prayers. Know the South Side's history lives and will always overcome. Hear the languages and laughter that spills into the streets of the North Side, and still you will know nothing of the deep winters we've had and the fires we built inside to survive them. And yes, the broken live here too. I've stood in burning buildings called families and held the hand of a child with scars so thick you could trace it. Listen as girls who are forced to be women whisper of hurt, vomit, and blood on bathroom floors and even after we speak. And there are no strangers in the room as we shed the shame and hold each other. And look each other in the eye and say, come closer, this city holds it all, the bloodshot, the shot up, and the blessed. The hands that hold us and the light that lifts us. There are no mistakes. Only those who survive and make it, and we make it, because don't you break. Aren't there secrets in your basement that leave you tear-soaked and aching? News that makes your hand shake and your voice tremble. Knowing that you are safe here, no matter who you are or where you call home, is how we survive together, and we live here because we love here. Knowing we don't have the answers, but believing we do have the heart to find them. We are Final Four, coming from behind, making the last shot, ready to work and make 10 more shots for the promises we made and the ones we still have to keep. We shed ourselves. We stopped believing in fantasies a long time ago. These are dreams and plans with a deadline. The city is an open heart with salt in the wound that keeps on beating, a lifeline. This is not our struggle. It is our story, and we are making it together. Thank you.